take the conversation forward. We have Deven Choksey for some stock ideas this morning. Deven, great to have you in. We were just discussing, the business with the hospital company with Yatharth. I don't know if you could hear that conversation. But generally, it's been an interesting space, and the sector leader, Apollo, has been a huge wealth creator. Do you have any favorite picks here in the hospital space?
Hi, Sarvi. Good morning. Well, I think the valuations are not allowing to re-enter into this particular space because the valuations are already discounting at least, I think, many years ahead. And I think as a result of which, the stocks remain expensive. So that's a clear understanding that we have as far as ending the stock in the portfolio is concerned. However, we remain distinctly confident about the prospects going forward. The number of beds that each and every one of them, the larger ones you mentioned, like Apple, are adding into, I think they are suggesting that the higher amount of business and the continuity will continue. However, I think the correction in the price is always a better choice to buy into the stocks. I think we see relative valuation availability somewhere else. I think as a result of which, I think we don't chase the costly valuation. That's the only rationale.
Hi, Deven. Good morning. Good to see you, Ben. Let's focus on a couple of other names. Sudarshan just joined us. He ran us through a couple of brokerage calls on cement. And, CLS is quite positive on a whole host of names. What do you like from that space?
Yeah, Nigel, good morning. We certainly like the players who are pan-India players and having the largest capacities, and that includes the likes of Ultratech and the Adani Cements. We believe that I think the larger the capacity, better would be the ability to generate higher amount of return on the investment as well. Also, there is the fact that I think with the kind of increase in the price that we are seeing, and on the other side, the cost of energy, which is coming down, is adding to the higher amount of profitability. So better capacity utilization, better ability to move the commodity from one end to another, which Adani possesses due to the port connectivities that they have. And at the same time, I think lower cost of energy and the better realization. They are allowing them to get better return also. So larger capacities are our preference also because of the fact that the growth in the cement sector as a whole is possibly, I think, moving to the next level. I think given the kind of next 3 to 5 years of consumption demand that we are seeing both from the infrastructure space as well as from the housing space. So remain bullish on the large capacity companies, Ultratech and Adani Cements.
Got that. So those are some individual names which we're discussing here at this point in time. Just Deven, if you will, we are getting closer and closer. Next week is, of course, is the 22nd when the GST cuts, etc., are applicable. Is bulk of this move with regards to GST already all done? Or you think there is some left and it'll play out once people gauge what is actually happening on the ground? The general belief is the one category which is set to benefit the maximum is autos. What's your sense, Deven?
Yes, Prashant, absolutely. I think if you minus the uncertainty period between 15th August to 22nd September, which is where I think most of the players have probably preferred not to lift the stock from the factories because of the GST change coming in. That could be having a possible impact on the workings of the company for the September ended month. And that could possibly affect some part of the quarter two results. But if you minus that part of it, that situation, the next quarter probably I think you're going to see the surge in the demand. At least I think the pent-up demand will also show the better amount of performance in the next month, along with the festive times. And at the same time, I think given the kind of lower GST, we are likely to see, I think, better amount of profitability for some of these companies, largely because of the fact that even though they pass on the current GST, I think they also have the advantage of, I think, increasing the price with a little larger volume, particularly the FMCG companies. You mentioned the automobile ancillaries. I think I would add to it the real estate companies. We believe that I think both these segments could possibly be beneficiary of the discretionary spending power which is there in the hands of the customer because of the higher demand for automobiles and the real estate. And at the same time, I think the cost structure when it comes down, it adds to the profitability. It would be interesting to see how second half of the financial year pans out for some of the companies in both these sectors.